Hello, in this video we will do the verb to be in past questions, also known as the secret/hidden verb. If you don't know why I named like that, you can check the video in the description below. And if you want to see the present questions video, it's in the description too. And if you want to see the past tense, the normal one, you can check the video in the description below too. But anyway, let's get started. So first we have is were we. Were we is the question form of we were, and the past tense of are we. And the contracted form is just the same spelling as are we, as a contracted form. And if you want to say in a sentence, it's were we workers? Were we workers? Were we workers? That's how you say in a sentence of were we, using the question form. Now, let's move on to the next one, which is were you. Were you is the question form of you were, and the past tense of are you. And the contracted form is exactly the same as are you, because that apostrophe is just means the missing two letters from were. And if you want to say in a sentence, if you want to say it in a sentence, it's were you a worker? Were you a worker? Yeah, that's how you use it in a sentence. Now let's move on to the last word of this section, which is were they. Were they. Were they is the question form of they were, and in the past tense of are they. And if you want to say in a sentence, in a sentence, it's were they workers? Were they workers? Yeah, that's how you use it in a sentence, like that. And the contracted form, if I forget, it's they. They. It's exactly the same as are they. Now let's move on to the next section, which is the was. The first one we have is was I. Was I is the was I is the question form of I was, and the past tense of am I or is I. If you don't know why I named those, you can check the videos in the description below. It's probably in there. But anyway, I'll keep explaining. So was I, if you want to say in a sentence, it's was I a worker? Was I a worker? And the contracted form is just apostrophe si. Apostrophe si. Because the s comes from was. The apostrophe, nonetheless, comes from W and A. Because the apostrophe shows the missing letters. But also, let's move on to the next one, which is was he. Was he is the question form of he was, and the past tense of is he. And if you want to use the contracted form, it's the apostrophe she, or z, or c. And yeah, that's how you use it, because remember, those two beginning letters makes it an apostrophe. So it looks like the word she, but all you do is put an apostrophe at the beginning. The beginning, because it is to prevent confusion. But we need to show an example. But an example is, was he a worker? Was he a worker? Yeah, that's how you use it in a sentence like that. Was he a worker? Now let's move on to the next one, which is was she. Was she is the question form of she was, and the past tense of is she. And the contracted form is just apostrophe double s he. So the spelling is apostrophe sshe. And yes, this is allowed with double letters, because that apostrophe means WA. And you're allowed to have a double consonant of the same letter after a vowel. But Anyway, let's say in a sentence. Let's say, was she a worker? Was she a worker? That's how you use it in a sentence like that. Now, finally, let's move on to the final one, which is, was it? Was it? Was it is the question form of it was, and the past tense of is it. And for constructed forms, there are two ways. My version is apostrophe S-I-T. It's pronounced like zit or sit. That apostrophe is very important. If you remove it, it just becomes the word sit. As in like sit a chair. And the second variant or version is just the old-fashioned way. It's was. Yeah, don't use it because it's just too old-fashioned. My version should be better because remember that apostrophes show the missing letters. It only happens on verbs. Verbs always take an apostrophe when shortened. Pronouns, no. Usually no. Especially subjects. But anyway, let's recap before we move on to the right side. So to recap, we were is the question form of were we is the question form of we were. Were you is the question form of you were. Were they is the question form of they were. Was I is the question form of I was. Was he is the question form of he was. Was she is the question form of she was. Was it is the question form of it was. And the contracted forms are just listed below. But now, let's move on to this section, which is about they as a singular form. And if you use it in the past tense, you can either say, was he/she a worker, or were they a worker. They're just the same meaning. Because he/she means it could be any gender, and they is just gender neutral. If you don't know why, you can check the video in the description below. Now, let's move on to the answers. If another person says yes, then you say yes, he/she was a worker, or yes, they were a worker. But if they say no, then they say no, he/she was not a worker, or no, they were not a worker. Or the contracted forms are wasn't and weren't. So yeah, that's how you use them of the verb to be in past questions. But anyway, this is the end of the video, and today or tomorrow we may do the future question tense. But anyway, this is the end of the video. So see you soon. Bye.